starting now? Is it starting? I think it's starting. Yep, I think I'm starting. Yep. Here I am. Just gotta get the seat right and everything. The seat has to be adjusted right. Gotta make sure nothing falls down and everything. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. I just gotta get myself seated, ready, and try to look comfortable for the next hour or two, because we just gotta see what happens tonight, shall we? So previously, Phoenix fell down a bridge, Edgeworth takes over. And now, I guess we're moving on to the trial right now. How I be today? I'd be good today. How you be today? How you be today, Savvy? Welcome to the stream, though. Alright, let's do this. Remember, we're playing as Edgeworth. Or my OC, Edgesloth. Oh my, Mr. Lawrence feels that way about me? Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret after all. Let me raise up my screen a bit so I can read better. What's going on, Alex? Oh, this is much better. She's blushing. This is no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Aww, so she's like, Larry likes me? Worry not, and then in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Lawrence is the witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini, she claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Donim, right? That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? You are a prosecutor, aren't you? My, you know well. Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed, it's just Edgeworth with a phoenix wig on. Like, if your true identity is revealed, what are you talking about? I'm Edgewright. Okay, now I just want to see a picture of Edgeworth with a phoenix wig, saying, and Iris is telling him, if your true identity is revealed, and Edgeworth's wearing like the blue suit, phoenix hair, and it's just Edgeworth's face. Like, how do I look so stupid? What's going on, Rodrigo? Don't worry, I've made the necessary arrangements. Phoenix, why do you have a red suit? Wait, why do you have Edgeworth's glasses? What? They just switched clothes? You thought it was Edgeworth, but it was me! I made the necessary arrangements. I hope the arrangement is that Edgeworth is pretending to be Phoenix. I see. Iris, it is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney, is what I tell myself. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and I can't believe Edgeworth is saying this. And to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once. Mr. Edgeworth, I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself. Whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. Yes, my spiky hairs that I took all night making. Thank you, Iris, for noticing that. Alright, let's see. Oh, it's weird seeing Edgeworth on that side. Oh my goodness, it's a Canadian judge. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris at the Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready. What is this? This is weird. It's Edgeworth's on the other side now. This throws me off so much, though. Okay. Nobody's there. Alright, the defense is ready, Your Honor. I'm Edgeworth. The prosecution, Edgeworth, is ready. Wait, Edgeworth? You're on both sides? Yes. No. Yes. No, I'm not fighting myself. Yes, I am Edgeworth. No, you're not Edgeworth. The prosecution is also Edgeworth. Edgeworth has to, like, switch badges on the way, like, oh, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm Edgeworth. Hey, Axel, welcome, welcome. Instant win, like, the prosecution's not here. Okay, win. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. You win. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. I'm doing alright, Axel. How you doing? An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before I had a chance to begin. Wow, it's over. That's a lot of damage. I am ready to announce my verdict at this time. The court finds the defendant. No! You gotta be kidding me! Von Karma's back? Ah! The prosecution stands ready. And you are Franziska Von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. And then she removes the wig. It's actually I, Winston Payne. Von Karma, you say? Perchance, you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred Von Karma who had a bullet in his shoulder and screamed for like 20 minutes in court because of a Phoenix Wright. Yay, more whipping! No. Legends are a thing of the past. I am a Von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? Then, you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? Oh, the first Mia Fey case. That's the same judge. That's the same judge. He remembers him. You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say? Oh. There is no such weakling as this man amongst those of the prosecutor. Ooh. Ooh. Ouch. Von Karma does not care. She just wants to win. There isn't, but I'm sure. Ah! Why does the judge wear his hair on his face and his beard on his head? Really, Axel? I told you there is no such weakling. Wait a minute. The hair on his face and the beard on it, if you swap it around, he just has a big old fuzzy. He would look like a troll doll. If you put the beard on his head, he would look like an actual troll doll. I'm sure everybody loves troll dolls, right? What is that, a whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip at... Was that Edgeworth's hold it? I have no objection to the whip. Edgeworth saying something at least. You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. But there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. Wait, what happened to the crack? I didn't hear a crack. There was supposed to be a whoosh, and then there was no crack. You don't like trolls? Just ask your sister. She was so mean. Axel, why is your sister being mean? This promises to be interesting. Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix right here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I've been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. Hello, Pixel Dog. Welcome to the stream. It's so weird seeing Edgeworth on the other side. I'm so used to seeing his face this way, but now it's this way. The angles are weird. It's like they just flipped the image, and it doesn't look so great flipped. It looks weird flipped. Ah, I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Ugh! The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma. Please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible. Did you say whipping? The murder victim is the famed picture book author Miss Elise Donim. She dead. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well, the court accepts this photo of the crime scene. Photo got. Oh, you beat Pokemon Sword a few hours ago? I got 4 badges so far. Yay me! But I hope people who were in the last... People who joined the stream before, I put all the successful raids in the latest episode on my YouTube channel. If you've seen it, I hope you enjoyed it. To whoever did successful raids with me and traded with me. There was no mistake, this was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there was a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. It's weird. It should be flipped. This is how it should look like. Let me fix it right now. I'm gonna try to fix it. There. That looks much better. Now let's try to read it this way. Snende ti az bna. Laurea trash in minjas rules me. There we go. Perfect. It's perfect. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Let's see. Oh my goodness, she's short. By the way, CB, I will try to do more raid streams in the future. It will happen. The last one was very fun. And also, don't worry. There were a lot of people who beat the game and they almost spoiled some things, but the stream went well. It went for like over 4 hours. She's so small though. Witness, state your name and occupation, please. But look, in the latest episode I put on YouTube, I condensed 4 hours of stuff in about 6 minutes. 4 hours in 6 minutes. I had to like make sure I got everything good. Hold on here. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. Woo! If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain-plagued witness. Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. Oh wait, CB, you haven't renewed your online? Aww. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Little old me, well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it, Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. Wait, not sure about being not sure? Are we sure about being not sure? But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave the sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer. In any case... Witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. The bikini joke is funny? That's right, you're not wearing a bikini. Well, would you like to? No! That's right. I can still hardly believe in myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. I wonder what the joke was in Japanese. I know they had to localize it to bikini, but what was the Japanese joke for this? I'm sure she must have been a huge joke as well. But they translated that to bikini here. I don't know what the original is. Also, milk crates is a reference. Milk crates. Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us a boot. A boot. Tell us a boot. Oh my goodness, I get it. You Canadian. Go play hockey a boot of yourself, okay? Tell us a boot of your own movements that night, eh? They made this guy seriously Canadian. What did they make him in Japanese? Like, just plain English? The night of the murder. That night I was helping an acolyte for training in the inner temple, but... well, as you can see, my back likes to act up. Violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hatsukura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I had finished. Just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. She saw it. So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to the temple. Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There is only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. Gotcha. Alright. That's when you saw Phoenix. What? Phoenix did not die. He tried. But he failed. And I'm glad he failed. He didn't try. That was mean. Oh, Hedgeroth saying hold it though. What is this inner temple? Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right? We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madame. In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? It's all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising. Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to the temple where the murder took place? Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. No, I can't see that. Violently? That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? Yes, would you like to take a look at it? No! That's right. Raging like a bull in a pig pen, I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was gonna finally finish me off. Man, back pains, that's fun, isn't it? So I left Iris to help the Acolyte and return to the temple. Wait, hold on. There's something weird about that. Didn't Iris say something different? Oh yeah, cause she went to her, she was in her room. You left Iris to help, with what? What do you think? The Acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 PM, so we were starting to enter the training exercise proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the Acolytes so that they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the Inner Temple, correct? Yes, yes. She's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. But there's a lie about that. Cause the thing is, Iris never went there. Iris stayed in her room because of friggin' Maurice. That was a lie. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well, 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 don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of the temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the temple at all. No! She said that? A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. Yes, her fabulous back, but that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. Those eyes. Ugh! Stop looking into her eyes. All people lie, that is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Don't ask. Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means, we must call your memory into question. Dear, dear, dear. You're older than me and yet you want to play that game, do you? Well, that isn't exactly what My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Then, I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I wasn't naive to think that alone would do the trick. You're Edgeworth. Where's all the evidence? I'm Edgeworth. You're Edgeworth, you're Edgeworth, he's Edgeworth, she's Edgeworth, they're Edgeworth, I'm Edgeworth. Are there any more Edgeworths I should be knowing in this place? And then Franziska's like, objection! Edgeworth just goes ballistic. Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony, and let us return to the cross-examination. That night, I was helping an acolyte for training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up. Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. Oh no, not the updated evidence report. None of that. Are you sure they're not making a mistake? You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Ugh. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake, thinking I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I have to wonder. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, she wasn't. She gave Phoenix the hood, right? She gave Phoenix her hood. Right after dinner, she gave Phoenix her hood before he went to sleep to protect him. I'm gonna try it. Yes. Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon warding hood, correct? That I'm wearing now. I look beautiful, don't I? Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. You look so cute in the Edgeworth. Wait a minute. Hold it right there. Why do you have that? I like to look pretty sometimes. That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood. Well. Wait, can this be my demon warding hood right here? This is my demon warding hood. It keeps out all the haters. Alright, I'll stop. It's not a bad feeling at all exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Edgeworth understands. Order in the court. Witness your response. Ah! Sister, this hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. Then this is quite strange. Ugh! If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath, on your way back to the temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit and pop out his chest. Contradictory stimulation. I can say the words. I know my words. I'm smart. I finished my bath around 11 and I thought I should return to the temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and Iris was, oh, Mystic Elise, and with that sort of old things. Speech 100, more like speech 9,000. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room which faces out into the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. Ouch. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. This judge, his imagination is about as vivid and creative as gumshoes. I will look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? No. Alright, let's see what's weird about this. I finished my bath around 11 and I thought I should return to the temple. How far is it from your room to the temple? Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hazakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back there that night, did you? That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and... You say you heard a noise? Dump, just like that. That could only be the sound of the victim falling. Wait, how did she die again? Loss of blood from stabbing back. Body fell 10 feet after death. The body fell 10 feet after she died? It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Dump, just like that. But then, who's making all those noises? Couldn't this noise you heard have been snow fall into the ground? Snow fall into the ground, wow. I never thought of that. The next one to laugh gets a whipping. Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over to the courtyard and... Hold on, I just want to check that last one again. Must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. The stabbing occurred after pushed out a window. No, it says she fell after she died. Good, that worked. Impressive logic, that's what I like to say anyway. Oh, please do, my brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? He says take another look, and it's like 20 pages of edit saying, oh yes, Iris is not guilty, but Larry Butts is guilty. Put him in jail. That's the autopsy report. Thank you, Edgeworth, for the updated autopsy report. The report? The updated report. The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. That's right. It says after death right here. In pencil. The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? It's working. Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that's the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And she was then thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below. Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Stoneim's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That will leave a bloodstain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? Whoa! No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, if there were no blood in the room, I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood, very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood will be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. Indeed, with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true, with the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. There we go, there's the crack. We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out the window with the sword still in place. This removes all the contradictions. Oh my god, she's standing on crates. Order! I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I'd expect no less from Von Karma here. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Oh my goodness. Witness, please! Remain standing on the crate. Whoop. Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has me bent out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With the whip? Oh boy. Alright, alright. I wonder how that goes. How does a massage from a whip go? Does she just go? Oh, that's not a massage. That's torture. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mr. Gami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. Backstabber. I get it. This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska Von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that. Yee. Alright, let's look at those further details. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all of this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood. Not then. I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. Think carefully, this is very important. It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in the body. It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. Alright, I've never seen so much blood before. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right. Some of it has splattered onto Iris too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? Blood-flecked? Blood-flecked? Like deflect? That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further? Sure. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed, but now you say you saw the victim bleeding. Well, I'd say that what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her plain as day. Pulling the sword out? Well, it wasn't exactly pulling, it was more like it came out. Ew. Witness, you will add the statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine. I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. Wait, what? Smoothly? Smoothly? In what world does this look like it comes out smoothly? Ah, that's anything but smooth. I'm gonna try it. Yeah. Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least I like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here. I see very smooth that looks rough. It's smooth, chunky, smooth, chunky. Do you want smooth shitty shito or do you want chunky shitty shito? You mix it together, you get smooth and chunky shitty shito peanut butter Reese's Cups and eat them and you get a freaking rough and smooth sour taste at the same time. You're eating steel chocolate. Do you want steel flavored chocolate now? Yeah. What do you mean? You make it sound like as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. Exactly. What do you mean? Please explain. Oh! Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. doesn't appear. What meaningless dribble? I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep. So should I choose? For a second there, I almost thought she said weeb. But I can crush men under my heel and make them weeb. Just make them weeaboos. It's just as easy as that. Make them weebs. The objection stands. I weebed a little back there, I must admit. Hello, Joni. Welcome to the stream. What's going on? Joni says weaves with this face. It's a spear. You throw it like this. That isn't the only issue. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt. I mean, that's probably true for some fanboys out there. CV, that is the most cursed thing you ever said. Please remove that from my profile right now. What are you doing? Well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with a shichishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. Man, sometimes I can go like 90% right and 10% flubbing my lines. I'm not finished. There is still one more. Conclusive contradiction. You've still got more? This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? Ooh. If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No! Yes. Order! Ah! Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one if that. What about Phoenix? But what does this all mean? You are proving contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is that Joni hates weaves. The victim used to kill the weapon was not the Shichishito. Nani? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool! Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think the sword was the murder weapon? Well, it's because Ami was holding it in her stomach. No, the statue was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that's the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. This is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shichishito was the murder weapon. Yes. Order! Ah! So maybe the Shichishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes. Namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? Good question. It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. That's... Answer the question, Miss Von Karma. No evidence of that kind was found. Another mystery to throw on the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was, it was just over there. What exactly are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. What? Wait, 3 whips? Well then. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible! What else? What else could this old woman have seen? She saw everything. Every single thing. I saw the murder at around 11 o'clock. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out? Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. A snowmobile. A snow helicopter, snow tank, snow dog. Aw, snow dog. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape, what with my back and my age, you know. Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph. Yep, that's a snowmobile, alright. A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is a snowmobile. It is. The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. Yay. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. Location of the weapon. I saw the murder at around 11. You are sure about the time? Yes, I was worried about it after all. Why was that? Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The Acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So at 11 I decided to leave Hazakura Temple. Her estimation of the time seems reliable at least. Please continue, sister. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? That face. Look at that face. Right. The one who trampled me. It seems she's the type to hold a grudge. Poor Phoenix. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. Phoenix Wright. He didn't even have his cell phone on him. He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too. Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back. So I thought I'd go up by the main gate for a spell. And there, I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. There it is. That's it, that's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate. So, she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? I'll press. I didn't say that, Alex. What are you talking about? I said whip, whip, whip. I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at that time? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used. What do you mean? What do I mean? Ah, I see. I never thought of that. That's right. I overlooked that too. Of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness. I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it. Snow? Yes, for some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow on it. Curses. It seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh? How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? It takes about 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. Ah, there's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain? I think that's why the question was asked in the first place. It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like the— Ah! Why would you play that sound? Ah! Why stop doing the crunch sound effect? That's really crunchy. I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Oh goodness. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out? Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I have to concede that is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back? Let's see. I see the tracks there. And murder weapon. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Wait, there has to be one thing though. Lightning struck at 10:45. Oh, if the murder happened around 11, it couldn't have happened because why would you throw the weapon when the bridge is on fire? Right? I'm gonna try that though. I'm gonna try that just in case, because the thing is, if the murder happened around 11, why would you throw when the bridge is on fire? Are you just gonna forget the bridge is on fire anyway? Oh, that didn't work though. I knew it. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. The weapon went crunch. Let's see. Maybe they threw the weapon into the— they threw the weapon. Or I see footprints and snowmobile tracks too. Did they walk? Did they walk too? Did they take the snowmobile and walk back or what? Because who else walked? If it was still snowing, it could have covered our tracks. Threw the weapon into Eagle River and then came back. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I see now. Because if it took 10 minutes, why is there only one set of— why is there only one set of track? There's only one set of snowmobile track. There's 2 tracks right there. So how— if you were to come back by snowmobile, wouldn't there be another track? I'm gonna try that though. That's probably it. That's what I'm getting out of it. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? Iris left the temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be 2 sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge and those from coming back. Hold on, let's see. Edgeworth, Miles, alright, you know what time it is? It's big brain time. Big brain time. Big brain time. That's how smart I am, everybody. It's time for big brain time. There, you see, that's my brain right there. See how big the brain is? Whoops, I didn't mean to flip Edgeworth either. Sorry, Edgeworth, I didn't mean to flip you. I undoed a bit too much. Ah, you're right. You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it? I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. The whip and crack. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in the theory? This idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks. Let me go check the weather again. Did the snow really stop though? It's a 10:50. 7 to approximately 10:50. It did stop, but also at the same time, why? No. It's the footprints, yeah. So there has to be a contradiction. The tracks of the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible. Would you care to explain why there is a rude index finger currently pointing in my general direction? No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. I'm gonna try the weather. Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Exactly, if the snow stopped and the murder occurred, there should have still been 2 sets of tracks. Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report, the updated weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11, the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Yeah. Gotcha. Order. Very well then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Yeah. It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. You talked about the weather. Answer me this then. When is a weather report ever correct? Oh, no, you've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. You know, from the actual weather machine. Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11. Wait a minute, if it was, then shouldn't she be covered in snow? Nani? How did she pull that off? Updated weather report. It has stopped snowing at Hasakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. I've come this far, there's no turning back now. Very well. I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Look who's talking. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? The crime photo? Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I am referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow. With just one exception. And that is the victim herself, Miss Elise Donim. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It has stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph, there should be 2 sets of tracks. You're right. Order. Just what are you... Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all the facts point to. That night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, Edgeworth is making the sounds too. He's moving the picture too. He's like, and it moves. He's doing all of that right there. The snow had stopped, thus the return tracks remained. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What the, sister? There is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder. Which can only mean that night, Iris used the mobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge, so she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That sounds right. But what's odd is when I left Iris and returned to the temple, what happened? I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. No snowmobile? You must have just failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow too. Ooh, but that isn't possible. What is going on here? Order! What does this all mean? So then what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return it to the temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. Updated mobile. Updated snowmobile, please. I think we've learned all we can from this witness. Yes, I have nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night? No mobile. No mobile. I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Remove the hood. No ears. Wait, where are my ears? What are my headphones connected to? I don't have any ears. My ears are gone. They froze off. Holy heck, she's right. My ears did freeze off. Then why am I wearing headphones then? Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do. That's a shame. Hold on. Something is coming to me. A brain blast. An idiot may have well gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor. Actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if he saw it or not. But there are 2 things about him that do come to mind. Which are, first, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. And the second being, this individual that I'm thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. Ooh, I know the idiot they're talking about. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about? I call Phoenix Wright from the hospital. Pretty sure it's our idiot butt. Our idiotic butt. This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc de Lacduc's guide to obnoxious friend Peiting. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim at least on him. Her student? Interesting. And why was he wandering a boots outside on the night of the murder? Jean-Luc Picard. I could tell him all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost his credibility as a witness. before I even call him. He has credibility? He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Summon this youth as a witness immediately. I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him. Very well, Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. And you can't do anything about that. The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Ms. Von Kramer, please see to preparing the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess. Yay! I'm gonna go on the monkey bars. And with that, I am going to take a tube. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll BRB. Enjoy the sloth on the chair for a bit. I'll be right back. I am back. Alright, I'm back, everybody. I'm feeling a bit better now. What's going on with you all? I hope you're all having a wonderful time so far. Let's continue with this, shall we? Just have to stretch for a bit. You gotta have one of those breaks once in a while. But if you've been sitting down for an hour, please stretch and do things, please. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. Fight me, Meta Knight. I know you killed Pixel. Meta Knight? Kirby. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene. Alright? I'll help you any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room, in Hasakura Temple, hiding, because I'm scared. Very well. The second thing then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the times Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Alex, are you referencing that terminal montage Kappa video where Kirby just literally screamed into a square? Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There was only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you. But why? What made you go out to the Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. No. Are you kidding me? How many? Iris, come on. I'm trying to help you and you're... I'm trying to help this girl and she locks away from me. Really? I can't tell you about that. Yet. Not until her safety is confirmed. Her? The safety of the Acolyte. The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Huh. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill at least on him? No matter who or what may come, I can never take a life. A simple yes or no would work. She's like, alright, tell me, yes or no, did you kill her? Well, whether or not I could have done it, just know that I would never take a life. Just know that I'm pretty much the last person people expect me to kill somebody. Blah, 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 blah. 5-minute explanation of something else other than a yes or no. As I thought, no psycho locks. Freaking love that he calls them psycho locks. Very well, it is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. Psycho. Alright, we're back. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something very intensely. Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained? We need more locks? Let me see, can I get a psych lock from the internet? Let me try to find a psych lock from the internet. Give me psych lock or give me death. Please, I don't want death though. I just want the psych lock. Ooh, look at that, a psych lock. I got myself a psycho lock, everybody. Does anybody want psycho locks? I'm gonna place a psycho lock on myself. I'm gonna tell something that I've never told anybody before. What was he sketching, everybody? Alright, there we go. Oh no! I've been psycho-locked! Now nobody knows my deepest, darkest secret! Oh no! Oh, what'd I do? No, I don't want to move me. I want to move the psycho-lock. There we go. Now nobody can know my deepest, darkest secret. Nobody! Nobody can break it. Ah, dang it, it's broken. He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip. But I put 9 more for good measure. Ah, so you say. So you say. Can I do that? I can make copies. Let me try to make some copies. Duplicate. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Alright, so I'll lock this one. Put this here. And then I take another one and then I take another one and then I take another one and I keep making more and more. There. So many locks. How many more can I fill? I know I can move them all. I can put more anytime. Alright. Let me tell you a secret. I'm sorry, I can't tell you. Psh, I can't do it. I can't tell no more secrets. Stop me, people. I can't tell you my secret. Ah! Make a massive lock. Oh! There, nobody can see the stream. The stream is locked. It's bit locked. I need a big enough donation to unlock this psycho lock. Oh my goodness, this is fun. Put one in the Bitsloth. There, nobody can see the Bitsloth now. Bitsloth has been psycho locked. Now nobody can see sight. Now nobody can see the sloth. I can only presume that his intention was to capture. Ah! Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Lori's done in. I hope you're ready. Get in here. Oh, she angry. Don't talk to her. She angry. It would seem that whip is gonna see plenty more use today. She angry now. Ouch! Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey, I was just artistically rendering. Ah! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, Viridian. Viridian City! I'm on the road to become the greatest trainer. Oh my goodness, I remember that song. Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope. That's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kinda sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Oh. Oh, why'd the judge get hit? Stop your prophetic blabbling and test like a fool. Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now. This is too much for me. I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy? Edgy. Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else? Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. Sorry, just had a bit of a sniffle. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right, I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. And touching me will just cause you to disappear forever. Just one little touch and you go, ah! Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching, thank you. You see, the judge understands. We can delve into other details at a later time, like touching. So we'll touch later. What did he see? I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. Oh my goodness, Edgeworth is like, Larry, no you weren't. You were not looking at the stars. You were not out there. Shut it. So, witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip. Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? See, you can do it if you try. Ah! There is only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but... A number of times? How many? Maybe 5 times. I went once every 20 minutes. Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. You bet. Real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands. Love, you say? It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack. Using this blackmail letter. blackmail? No, that was simply a product of overflowing You huffy puffy loosey goosey excuse for a whimpering whining wuss of a witness. Wow, I'm saving that. So, what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy puffy loosey goosey excuse for a whimpering whining wuss of a witness, eh? Well, you see, being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. You loosey-goosey. I didn't see a snowmobile. Oh, you sure? Larry, you really didn't see it. Hey, no need to hit your desk, I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile. Snowmobile. Wow, that was bad. If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest? Shut up! What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me, snowmobile. It seems that I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm gonna strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. The beans. Oh, come on, that's a... We don't need a remix. We don't need a snow... No. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. That's a lie. You saw me. I mean, you saw him. Who was me, but fell from a bridge and then I took over his life. I'm Miles Edgeworth, taking over Phoenix. I'm Phoenix Wright. I swear I'm Phoenix Wright now. I love his hair. Larry Butts, I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry. But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? You saw me, Miles, but it was really me. Miles? Why is Miles Edgeworth wearing a Miles Edgeworth mask? That's a big ego boost right there. It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. You're totally pinning this on me. Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts. That's right, me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change. But, what do you want me to do then? Larry, what you need to do is change your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you. Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well. I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? I saw my feet. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. Is he reading manga? He's reading manga while drinking Beppis and eating burritos and eating tangerongs. Yeah, that's what he was doing. He was drinking Beppis, eating burritos, and eating tarongos while reading manga. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. Nickelodeon. He saw a snowmobile. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burnt out. Like, almost totally gone. Like totally. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains what was caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold. And she's over there like, aww. I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. Alright, let's do this. We got What I Saw, Part 2. What I saw, snowmobile. I went out to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half? Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess. Excited? Dare I even ask? I set the meeting time as 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait, and I thought she might come early too. Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end. Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart! Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. This light was, of course, lightning. Like, kerpow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom, bing a bing bada boom. I eat pasta, spaghetti, beefaroni. Ah! Or a little like that. That's more like a punch from Miranda. Miranda Cosgrove from iCarly? Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge? Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so, I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. Dusky Bridge is burning down, burning down, burning down. Dusky Bridge is burning down. Wait, how does the song go again? It's like, London Bridge is falling down, but instead it's Dusky Bridge is falling down. Dusky Bridge is burning down, burning down, burning down. Dusky Bridge is burning down. I don't know what the last line is. Seeing that, what did you do? What do you think? Oh, my fair lady. My fair Iris. Dusky Bridge is burning down, burning down, burning down. Dusky Bridge is burning down, my fair Iris. What do you think? I was burning up as well from the fire in my heart. And that's why you want to take a look at the bridge? Well, to be honest, Stop pointing out all the mistakes I make. I know I'm not perfect. Stop it. It embarrasses me to the highest degree. And I'm 26. I shouldn't be acting this way. I should be acting more proper. It was freezing. Ah, my goodness. I pulled down the hood a bit too much. It was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing. So I don't know, I changed my mind. I'm not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, Witness. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. Check it out, check it. He said right away, but how long after the strike was that? The lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire, maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out. How far is the small shack you were in from the bridge? Hold on, well, it had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk? And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfire kids make during school camping trips can compare. Well, should I press him for a little more info? Let's see, why didn't you call anyone? Why did you go to the bridge? I mean, he went there for Iris. Why didn't you call anyone? Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There is a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course, I thought of doing that. So then, let's hear why you didn't. Huh? Yeah, okay, a reason. My reason, it isn't that I tried to tell anyone, I just didn't have time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. Was that... Oh, here we go. Nick showed up less than a minute later. You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright. Yeah. I thought I'd better go tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway. What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it. More or less. He told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. It's the last one where Edgeworth had a bit of unease, but he arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. That doesn't tell me anything that I need to know. Lightning. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. Let's see. Running about murder. He has unease about it. I'm trying to figure it out. Let me try hearing this again, though. You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright? Yeah. I thought I'd better tell someone about this, but then Nick came up yelling about murder. The fire was pretty much out. Oh, no, it wasn't. The fire was not out at the bridge. It said it was burning for 30 minutes. Let me go check again, though. He says the fire stopped, but then there's no way at 11:15. Phoenix didn't arrive at the bridge at 11:15. It was right when the murder just occurred. So, of course, the fire was still going on. Wait, of course, Phoenix was there. Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien. But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those. How long? 0 minutes if you break his legs first. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct? Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You see it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there at around 11. That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. It was funny. I agree. That is impossible, though. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in the temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. Excuse me, I have an objection. You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Maurice, don't It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11. The sister only said around 11, in which case, it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. For there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11. And why not? It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means, what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. That was true, like, it would seem like they were dying down, which weakened the bridge. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11, but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got brutally woken up by toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Pinch me! The audience is like, no, we're not gonna pinch you. So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes and there's a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? Some artists just want to watch the world burn sometimes, I guess. And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. Ah, but this is Larry we're talking about. And even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy. I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought, you've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm gonna tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. I may really say it this time, everything. Then say it. Very well, I have a terribly bad feeling about this, however. Let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? It's gonna be like one sentence. For 15 minutes, I just stood there like this. You see, like that. He was like that for 15 minutes. I'm a donim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up in a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and then he came running up. Wow, that was quick. I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch. Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. Ha ha ha. You'll regret this, Edgy. You'll regret this, Edgy. You'll regret this, Edgy. Edgy. I'm a donim, I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Kissing girls? Tell us, Larry. My name is Maurice, get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am. What? Just who exactly are you? I'm Maurice Donim, apprentice extraordinaire. That's what he calls himself in any case. Then you are an artist? Of course, I'm an artist, the real thing. Yet again, that's what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There is only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing? That is a very big issue indeed. Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up in a frenzy of art. Sketching the burning bridge? The burning bridge and everything that came with it. What came with it? You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. That sketch of mine is enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant the sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is deciphered there. Depicted. Art. Let's look at art. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch. Please? Well, even I couldn't have imagined it turn out like this. Imagine what? That Maurice Donim's debut would take place here today like this. Show it now. Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Maurice Donim. What? Is that a body? My fair lady. Ugh. Well, so this is Dusky Bridge, correct? It's a phoenix. It's Phoenix Wright being blown away by the flames. Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response phone, Karma? Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did. Yes, I'm sure you did. Ugh. The bring is burning. No. This is gonna get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry. What? The burning bridge is fine, but what is that unfortunate looking figure? Ah, you spotted that? I thought you might. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course. Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know. What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that? Larry, please, answer this next question honestly. Okay. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. Mom, I'm a real artist. It's not a face. Are you high? Are you high? The girl, she's really high up in this picture. I get it. I joke. It's Max Galactica. He's made his return. We just need the cards now. Where are the cards? What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. And this is why it's rated T for teen. This game is T for teen. I'm out of here. Oh, Pixel, you see a lot of blood in this game, but the mention of a weed joke, and that's it. You gotta leave. Exactly. I'm scared of weed jokes. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Actually, there is some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see. This has to be some kind of mistake. Has this judge never met Max Galactica? Max Galactica wants to know your location. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to Earth. Nani? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth. Let's get back to the cross-examination by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what did you think of my debut piece? Get that thing away from me! Then the judge just rips it up like, ugh! Just gabbles it down. He's like smashes it with a hammer. He rips it up, gabbles it down. I drop my controller. Now, hurry up and cross-examine him. He is angry now. I'm an artist. Sketching in front of the bridge, I was whipped up into the frenzy of art. I saw Iris flying. Her white... She did not have her white hood. She gave it to Phoenix. She gave it to Phoenix. Horrible sketch. I mean, to be honest, he can draw way better than I can. Wait. Hold on, can I just see the bridge for a second? Is there a photo of the bridge? Were the wires above or... No, the wires were above, okay. I was about to say. Huh. This image looks like it's made symmetrically. Like you can also look over, you can flip it over and it'll look almost the same. Alright, Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 that is the truth. Oh, a whole $1. Hold me back. If that truly is the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain. He crazy. What might that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you gonna change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight. It could be. It could be Phoenix Wright. What are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood? What? Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you... Nick, you dog! Wow. Poor Nick. I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited, and discarded straight into the garbage. I call this one bold and brash. More like belongs in the trash. Huh. Ah! What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness? I hate to have to do. Is there hair in my eye or what? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge, and I, Laurie Stone him, shall prove it. I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch, and show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm gonna feed you a whopping serving of pain. You've been serving us a whopping service of pain this whole time, trust me. Poor Edgy. Poor Edgy Wedgie. Poor potato Edgy Wedgie. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. So I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal spear, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal spear that night. Do you mean the victim? A crystal spear? This one, pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. That spear, where did you find it? Let me see, around here, somewhere? Looks about right. And it was half buried in the snow. It had pretty much stopped snowing by then, but there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. The court accepts this crystal spear. That's mine, okay? I want it back afterward. There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood. What? Blood? Oh boy, blood. You ready, Edgy? But tomorrow morning you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Loristo Nim only a few minutes ago? What a fool, am I right? Alright, let's see. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. So, you went to the burning bridge. That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. The least I could do was meet her halfway. But the defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you say. I guess you went back to Hazakura Temple by flying. By flying! She's a girl after all. She must have wanted to look her best. It must be lovely to live in the fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing that I can't even work up the energy to point. So, what did you do next? I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. So you searched all over for her? She was flying pretty high, you know. Aren't you high? I thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. CB is girl and do not care about appearance. Larry argument wrong. Larry bad. Larry bad. Also, when I headed out to the shack the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so you know. Phoenix... Did Phoenix fall because of a banana? A large banana. It was Richard Wellington's large banana. Now that's a lot of damage. That the large banana, he threw the large banana on the bridge. Phoenix didn't fall because of the bridge. He fell because of the large banana. He went whoop and he fell down. So Larry almost killed him. It wasn't the bridge. It was a large banana that he ate and threw on the bridge that Phoenix slipped on, but he couldn't see because of the snow. That is what happened. He slipped. Can one guy really be this stupid? So, did you find any signs of her so-called landing? I don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself and kinda lost it for a while there. You fell over yourself? Yeah, the snow was deep and there was even a banana peel out there. Who ran the banana peel out there somewhere? Yep, there's stupid and then there's Larry's butts. The short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her landing, correct? Then what happened next? That led me to finding a beautiful crystal spear half buried in the snow. Half buried? It was sitting in the snow with a little gathered on top of it. It was very hard to spot actually. I mean, it was dark out too. I'm impressed, you did well to find it. No matter what you may think when you look at me, I'm a pro, a genius security guard. I used the pen light I borrowed from my company to help in my search. The banana was the murder weapon. He'll slip and slide on this banana peel. What are you doing? And it sparkled really brightly as if we're saying, here I am, how are you? Mommy finger, where are you? Here I am, oh my goodness. It does indeed look very much like the crystal spear on Iris's hood. But need I remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night? I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. CB, I'm sorry. Each nun is assigned their own hood and they're only assigned one. I don't know anything about that, okay? And Iris is special, alright, dude? Even if she did steal a spare hood, I'll forgive her. This is getting us nowhere. Our destination for the day, it seems. However, this crystal spear was found near the bridge. That is a fact. If it didn't come from a hood, where could it have come from? That is the question I aim to answer. After all, no one else could have lost the crystal spear that night. What are you talking about? Her. Does he not know it's his teacher's spear? Larry, that night, there was someone who lost the crystal spear. There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot? Miss Elise Denima, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her stuff, you can see a familiar looking crystal spear. Hey, that's my photograph. Give it back. No. A crystal spear like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. Ah, the crystal spear. It's gone. What? What? Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing a hood. More importantly, the crystal spear found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the spear was the victim, Miss Elise? A whip and a crack. A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that, I saw it with my own two eyes. And this crystal spear. This is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought and I'm sure you'll realize that as well, Miles Edgeworth. At least O'Nim was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this spear cannot be related to this case. That is all. Miss Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Oh, wait a second. Where's my clown nose? I do have a clown nose. I gotta find it. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal spear was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with this case? That crystal spear, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There is blood on the crystal spear, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. He said clowns. Give me 1 minute. This naturally suspects that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean I'm the killer? No! All joking aside, just when did this crystal spear appear near the foot of off the bridge? I can't talk with the nose on though. Oh my god, the Freddy nose. I can't talk with the nose on though, it's weird. Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise O'Nim left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal spear can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal spear. If it's not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal spear was dropped before the murder took place? Yes? Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal spear is a vital link to solving this case. No, it's impossible. Just give up, okay. You will do what? That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. That should come as of no surprise. Because right now, I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. You see? He is Phoenix Wright. That's a pretty good Phoenix disguise, isn't it? I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's see. Evidence that proves that the crystal spear was indeed dropped before the murder. Let's see. I mean, it's the same photo. It was dropped before the murder. It's not here, though. The staff, when she was alive, has her fingerprints on it, but the staff is not there. So I'm gonna say, where's the staff? It's not in the photo. The staff is not in the photo. Your response, Miss Von Karma? Birds of a feather flock together. Are you familiar with this phrase? Miles Edgeworth. I think one such bird is calling for its fellow now. The same photo, obviously. Go, go, Edgy, do it, prove it, win, win, win! His cheering is as though I'm listening to the ominous calls of ravens. Oh. Oh, wrong thing. Let's see. Evidence that proves the crystal spear was indeed dropped before the murder? The same photo, obviously. I mean, could it be? Could the crystal spear? This spear, it was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal spear was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. Imagine if it was, though. Imagine if it was the same photo. What in this photo shows that the spear was dropped? The same photo. Oh my goodness. Snowing? On the other... Oh yeah, because if... Before the murder, if it was snowing ever so slightly... Then yeah, the ball... If it was after the murder, the ball would have been easily seen. But since it was snowing, it only snowed a bit on it. On the other hand, let's look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. But before the murder, it was snowing, so that means the spear had snow on it. Ah. Therefore, the crystal spear must have been dropped before the murder. Nani? Let's look at the same photo. Order, order! On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal spear to come loose. What, did the super glue come undone? The spear. There is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene... Wow. Was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard? Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool, and which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. That's not exactly true now, is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was... oh my goodness. The murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing! No, it isn't! You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost. At the moment of a blade's insertion, if you want to talk about when the most blood will be lost from a body, that will be when the blade is removed. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could have easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding. You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Onim's body was found in the temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to the temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way? I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Now, the defense is ready. The court will like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. Oh, wait. Of course, snowmobile! On that snowy night, there is one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. This is the snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could have also been used to carry a body. The badge. My badge. Order! Ah! This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? You're too late, Francisco von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim Elise O'Nim really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally... just what does this image mean? What does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. Ouch. However, he will never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy, thank you. Creature, I know he said creature. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Francisco von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason and one alone for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had Francie whipping me. Ah! Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel. Ugh, my fist hurts when hitting this desk. A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by. What a shame. Ah, Francie! This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You are an affront to all the legal system. I demand satisfaction. There we go. And one more. Well, he's dead. I can't believe that the witness is actually dead. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today have been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, Wright? Court is now adjourned. So I guess Phoenix will be back next time. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. Thank you all for coming. May you all have a wonderful day or night wherever the heck you are. We'll find out what happens next time on Dragon Ball Z. Alright, see you everybody. Peace out!